the whole informant scandal all over again. From me being the prison law clerk, understanding what these cases are, from me seeing inmates getting killed by guards after being locked up from the sheriffs. This is something that's very real and very present, and it's not changing. We shouldn't have these testimonies of mothers and aunties and uncles and fathers about their sons and their children dying because of a Los Angeles sheriff. I think the solutions that were provided are great, and I think this is time to move forward from this.
Alan Datcher, you're unmuted. Please go ahead, Alan.
Good evening. Good evening. My name is Alan Datcher, and I serve as the executive director of the Los Angeles County Youth Commission. We are one of the county's newest commissions, and we're really focused on ensuring that the county's 37 plus departments and related agencies, especially the sheriff's department, ensures that the voices of young people, the 2.2 million young people in our county, impact the policies, the programs, and the services of that department.
Is there like
I just wanted to say thank you to the CLC, to the presenters, and those who made public comment tonight. I also just wanted to kind of pose the question that I think that the voices of young people are still missing out of the public safety conversation. I think even given the recent narratives around the increase in crimes and smash and grab,
I still didn't figure out how to just like share a single screen.
Government bodies.
You guys get to see everything. A little echo. Okay, great.
Young people. I think that the impacts of sheriff gangs and deputy gangs definitely impact young people, and I think we also need to highlight and elevate the conversation around how these illegal groups impact both schools, juvenile halls, camps, and how that culture actually further traumatizes our young people. And so I just encourage this body. We are willing to partner. We have 15 young people on our youth commission, several of whom have interacted with the sheriffs and the LAPD. We have young people who have also been involved in our juvenile justice and our child welfare system that are ready to partner and to try to at least increase the voices of young people in this matter. I look forward to partnering with you all, and thank you. I submit the rest of my time.
Thank you so much for that. Let me just say that we would be happy to partner and hear from the young people that you work with. We are actively, for one, we are actively collecting statements from the public. But in addition to that, of course, we would love to have conversations about how the sheriff's department is impacting young people in their communities. Whether it's related to deputy gangs or just the sheriff's department.
You guys can hear me, but they can't hear me. Checks out.
So thank you so much for that invitation. Jennifer, we can call the next speaker. Thank you.
Laura Shark, you're unmuted. Please go ahead, Laura.
Can you hear me now? Or?
Yes.
Okay. So I record law enforcement. I have a YouTube channel, and I recorded the video of Christopher Bailey, and which it took almost a year to the day for the lawyer to find. But he was beaten by LASD deputies over a traffic violation. I mean, it was horrific. I mean, but I record deputies several times a week, you know, for police accountability. I say that kind of, but I feel like the changes, you know, things that are being said will be done to make reforms, or just, I don't know. It just seems like not much. I don't know the solution really. I just want to be able to show people and the public and everything what's happening with these deputies in real life, you know? I mean, people can talk about, you know, read a story or something, but I have real-time video, and I always allow it to be available, you know, to the families or whoever. I mean, what happened to Christopher Bailey doesn't happen to everybody, but, you know, just one is too many. But, you know, just the violation of people's rights, you know, I mean, they pull people over for nothing. Oh, before my time's up, I want to say a special thank you to Miss Castle. I really appreciate the work that you've done. I've been following you for a little while, and I really appreciate what you do. I hope I get to meet you someday. Yeah, I just wanted to come in here and say that, you know, these things are happening, and I just don't see it getting better. But I'm going to keep documenting, and hopefully, you know, my video gets to the right people. Okay. Thank you.
Next, we will hear from Carolyn Eggleston. You're unmuted. Please go ahead, Carolyn.
Yes, good evening. Thank you so much for allowing me to speak. I'm from the League of Women Voters for LA County. We had sent a letter to you earlier identifying our support for sheriff accountability for eliminating the deputy gangs. And I wanted to ask just a few things of the commission. If somebody can report at some point about Senate Bill 2 and the peace officer certification and particularly the immunity provision, and if that might make that might be possible to for the commission to use to help it in this work with this deputy gang problem. And the second question I wanted to ask is ideas about how we might do a better job of protecting whistleblowers in the sheriff's department, because that is a particular problem if there's going to be retaliation by whistleblowers, and that will decrease the number of people who are willing to come forward. And so can we come up with a system that assists in protecting their lives in some cases? I do want to commend you for your work.
Right now, right?
I appreciate the work that has been done, and
I got nervous for a second. The whole
participating in ways that we might help.
But anyway,
I will yield the rest of my time. Thank you.
And you know, watching that little
Harvey
clock,
Sherman,
I was like,
you're unmuted. Please go ahead, Harvey.
Thank you. Thank you for giving me an opportunity to speak.
Thanks, Ms. Castle.
I'd like to thank the commissioners for putting together this special meeting related to deputy gangs. I'd like to applaud the panelists for invaluable work that's being done in this area. I follow along with it with your work regularly. I am a deputy public defender for the County of Los Angeles, currently assigned to the Law Enforcement Accountability Unit.
I know.
We're deeply concerned with the ongoing problems of sheriff's gangs proliferating throughout the sheriff's department.
So, but you guys can hear me still,
What
right?
we find most frustrating is that there are so few tools in the toolbox to be able to provide accountability for the sheriff's department. The Civilian Oversight Commission, the Office of the Inspector General, each given duties, each given powers, and completely ignored, cast aside by the sheriff because he is an independently elected official. And that is the crux of the problem. How do you bring to heel somebody who will not
are you guys going to hate me if I jump out of this
for the misdeeds of
now,
his
I gotta get
employees
ready.
when
I just wanted
he simply can say, the voters put me in here, they're the only ones who can take me out. And of course, we also don't have recall.
I don't think it's going. I mean,
it seems that civil judgments are the only way to make a statement.
This right
but as
here
long
is,
as the county pays for
the
punitive damages against deputies,
the deputy
and deputies are allowed to use qualified immunity to reduce things, there's no way to affect a deputy's paycheck. And until we are able to affect the ability for a deputy to continue to engage in misconduct while still being paid a full salary, we will never get any changes in the sheriff's department. I'm hoping that this commission and the OIG will, at some point in the near future, be able to get the tools to be able to bring some accountability to the sheriff's department. Thank you.
I hate to do it. Sorry.
Hello, I was just wondering if anyone had any insight pertaining to gang activity or corruption in the Marina Del Rey Sheriff's Department, specifically possibly Deputy Cortez. Thank you. That's all I have to say.
Next, we will hear from Valerie Vargas. Please go ahead, Valerie.
All Vargas family members.
Good evening. Can you hear me?
Yes.
So my name's Valerie Vargas. I'm the one of the surviving relatives of Anthony Vargas, who was killed by East Los Angeles Sheriff's Department. I want to thank.
Does that work? Somebody click the link and see if they can.
For holding this.
If that was a good link
tonight, and also the panelists. Thank you for all your work that you've been doing within the past 2 years. When it comes to the topic of deputy gangs, it's something that we've been talking about for the past 3 years, and I'm really interested on doing it outside of these online meetings. You know, it's time to move forward with all of the statistics and all of the reports that we have.
And anybody click that link and see if it
testimony from the family.
It works.
Reports being done.
I think I did it right.
There's been work from Helen Jones.
Yes, it does. Okay,
whose
cool.
son was killed in
All right, so
jail 12 years ago. Who's been
you have to register. I said that. Oh, maybe you had to register beforehand, huh?
You know, it's crucial. Like, this is our lives that we're talking about and that are being impacted by these rogue cops. I do want to also take a moment to recognize the work that we've been doing within the past.
All right, guys.
Past year
I'm out of here. I'm gonna go. I gotta get ready to go, and I'm gonna get back to recording.
The language that's been
thanks for coming.
Said on these meetings.
Sorry if you're just showing up.
To subgroups. To
thank you all to
gangs now, so it's a victory
for hanging in there.
Everyone who feels like, you know,
I'm gonna figure this kind of live out later, but
I just
but
now
that
we take more action, and I'd like to see something done other than just sitting on the other side of these computers doing testimony after testimony after testimony. Love y'all. Thank you.